Hello, this is Scott Barrett, and in this training video, I'm going to show you how to work with incomplete listing transaction records. So let's enter into the new back office website, and I'm going to show you first when you enter in, this is your main page. Under pending tasks, if you have an incomplete listing record, it's going to show here. How do I get an incomplete listing record? That is when you obtain a new listing, that listing is entered into the MLS system. Our system is tied directly to that data. We're able to immediately identify that you've entered a new listing into the MLS, and then we're able to pull in. And what we do is actually start the process of creating a transaction record for you. So let's go into transactions. And so in transactions, you'll see you have your active, pending transactions, but these that are new listings that have been entered into the MLS are now picked up by the system and are showing as incomplete listings. And so at this point, it's imperative that you complete the data for this listing in the transaction record and then manage that transaction record through hopefully a contract and then closing. So all we do is hit the edit button. That's the only feature we have at this time. So this is my new incomplete listing. One more thing here. Over to the right, you'll see duplicate. And what happens here is our system is identifying potentially that there's possibly a duplicate transaction record, and it's based on the fact that you may actually be entering your listings into multiple MLS services. So if you're a West Pasco agent and a Hernando agent and you have the listing in both MLS systems, one of them is you need to always use your primary MLS as your listing record, and then the one that would be the secondary, which is a duplicate, you just simply click the little button checkbox and then hit duplicate, and that's really going to delete that record. We only want one record for each listing, and it needs to be based off of your primary MLS. So now let's go in and complete the requirements to really activate this listing and change it from an incomplete status to an active status. So I'm going to click the edit button, and really it's about entering the data required. So it's picked up a lot of information already directly from the MLS data that was entered. So all we do is really go in and answer the rest of these questions, and I'm going to just put in the answers assuming that these are correct. Yes. Sellers are U.S. citizens. Is it a foreclosure? No. Is it a short sale? No. No flood zone. Not a 55 plus. Next. This is where we have the list date and then the expiration date according to the listing agreement. So if it's 6 months out, we'll go March 9th. Property ID, that's the parcel ID number, or tax ID is also referred to. Correct one, but for sample purposes. And then if your listing agreement, you have not changed it by default, it will have a cancellation fee. That default cancellation fee is $500. So we can enter that amount in there. If you, for any reason, used a different amount for a cancellation fee, then you can put the correct amount in there. Do you have a co-listing agent or a partner that's listing this with you? If so, you could select them from the office agent list. If not, just hit next. And then we need to put in the seller, our client information. So if there's one person, we'll just say Sam Smith. His email address is samsmith1234 at yahoo.com. It's really important that you put this data in there because this is going to really help you service this client from the back side, because there's a lot of automation in our system for corresponding with the customer. And without putting this contact information in there, you're going to have to manually enter it throughout the process of serving the client, rather than it automatically, by knowing for instance, the email address, it's just point and click and things happen, such as e-signing documents or sending email correspondence or updates and those sorts of features. So we encourage you to really put in the contact information of the client, as well as just their name, because this is going to make a difference. Sue Smith is the other seller, and it's Sue 1234 at gmail.com. And then we hit next when we have all the information in there. Anything that you might want to add as a note, that the office should know about this particular client. There could be a variety of things that might be important for you to share with us. You can add it in that box. Then you hit submit, and that's it. It's real simple. Now you have a complete active listing at the top here. This is the listing we've now activated it. And from this point, you can begin servicing the listing as required, which would be the first start, is putting in the documents, all your executed listing documents, and then you can begin to do all the other services. This completes this video on how to work with an incomplete transaction record, which these are really the listing records, because we're, again, automatically identifying these listing records and creating them and beginning the process for you. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please watch other videos that will also take you and travel through all the features of managing the transaction records as well. Thank you very much.